Hi everyone. Facebook has just thrown me a little loop in that the settings have all changed for doing a live. So I'm just trying to work out where I'm going to be and whether I've got the settings right. So here we are. Okay, I think that means we're live. Oh, let me just move my camera around a little tiny bit. Move it up here a tiny bit. Oops. Oh, that's a bit too far. Let's put it back a little bit. So, hi Laurie, how are you? You had a nice week? Hi Judy, nice to see you too. Yeah, I'm really well, thank you. Just working out what Facebook were doing because the live page has changed for me. So just ignore my little piece of washi tape up here. It's just to keep my page straight. But I need, it's just taking me a minute to get it straight. Sorry ladies, there we go. Okay. So the sun is just setting. I've put my lights on, but for the next 5 minutes I think we would be okay with just the sun. It's just going behind the mountains. It looks so pretty today. Okay. So I am going to show you something from Celebration that I'm using right now. That just doesn't look straight to me. Sorry, it's not straight on the. It's not straight on here. There, does that look a bit better? Looks a bit straighter. Okay, so I am going to be using something from Celebration, but first I'm just going to show you a card that I got from Diane Inkster, who is one of my silver sisters in Guelph. And she sent me this. I did put it on the Facebook page, but it's actually so much prettier in real life. So I thought I would just show you how she's embossed this with white and very, very pale pastel colourings. And I think that is just stunning. Thank you, Diane. I do love that card. And it's from this stamp set, the Daffodil Daydream. And you might remember that I used it a couple of weeks ago when I made this card with the little Easter card that I made with the free Celebration paper, and I actually love it so much that I'm going to run a class on it. Hi Rosemary, nice to see you. How's the weather with you? We've got a warning of -40 for overnight, so I'm hoping it's a little bit warmer for you. Right, so I made these 3 cards, and they're sort of templates that I've used in the past 18 months that I really love. And I think the card set is just so pretty. It doesn't have to be Easter. You can make it anything you like. And I only chose, I only did 3 cards, but there's lots of other things that I haven't put on it. I haven't used this beautiful patterning. I haven't used the little butterfly yet, but I thought it was such a nice set. And you can make it for Easter. You can make it for birthdays. Get well. I'm going to use one for my Mother's Day card. I'm going to probably make this design, or I might do a 3D pop-up box, not sure yet. If I do a 3D pop-up box, I'll do it either as a video or as one of our Facebook Lives. So I will be running that class. Just keep an eye out. I'll try and post it this week because I'm not at work this week, but time has been getting away from me all day today. I hoped we'd get it. You'll be around 4 degrees tonight. Right, Rosemary, we're all coming to yours because it's not going to be that here. Okay, so Celebration, we've only got a week left. So if there's something you love, now is the time to get it. Last week, I got my Paper Pumpkin subscription. I always get either a 6 months or a 12 months one so that I get free Celebration items. And this time I got a 12-month one, so that I got 5 free Celebration items. And you also get a month free. And on the 1st of March, Paper Pumpkin prices are increasing. And they're only going up by a couple of dollars. But if you want to get in while the price is still a little bit lower, then now's the time to do it. And I'm going to use a paper and a stamp set that I've used before, this Friendly Hello. I do love this little bird and these flowers. I've used these flowers a lot. So I'm using this, and I'm also using the paper. Hi Jane, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm going to use some of the paper. I do have another pack of this as well, because it is one of those papers that it would be timeless. You could use it for all sorts of occasions, and I love this. I love this. So I am using the paper. Let me choose which I'm going to use. I know I'm using Pool Party card, and I don't know if I'm going to use one of these. Well, look, let's use the first two. Let's put that one back. Okay, that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to make a really simple half fold front flap card. I don't quite know what it's really called, but I've made it a few times. Probably if you look back on my videos, you'll be able to see. So it's a card where you start with this shape, and it just makes, instead of having, you know, the whole front here, it just makes like a half front. And this is what I was playing around with about an hour ago. It's not the colours I'm going to use. I was just sort of looking to see what I liked. But I'm not even going to use a white base. I'm going to use Pool Party. So I was going to use white, and I had white ready, but let's get a Pool Party one instead, just because of that paper that I've chosen. How's the weather with you now, Jane? We're expecting a really cold evening, so I don't know if you've sent that our way after all that snow, but not really looking forward to it. Okay, so to start this, I will put all the sizings and everything on the YouTube and on my blog as well, so don't worry about writing anything down. I'm just going to cut a piece of Pool Party exactly in half, so at 4 1/4. And I don't need this piece, but it will work for a card another day. Okay, and I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. So just a basic size card and basic folds. Okay. Now I have to cut out this little front piece. No, Laurie, I think you're right, no dog walking tomorrow. I do have Monday's class already done. The only thing I haven't done is printed out the PDF. I've been waiting for new ink, and it hasn't arrived yet. So I'm going to take it over to a friend's house just to print it out tomorrow. And as soon as I've got it printed, Laurie, I'll let you know, and then everybody can come and collect. Okay, so with my card base, I'm going to cut this little piece out. Now, if you already had a template, you could lay this on here, make a little mark, but I'll show you just how to do it. It's really simple. So on that score line that we made down the middle, I'm just going to get a pencil, and I'm going to measure down 2 inches from the top. And I'm using the world's longest ruler. So I'm just turning it on one side, and I'm just going to put a little tiny pencil mark. Okay. Don't measure up from the bottom, because that's actually going to be a bit wider. That's going to be 2 1/4. I just want to take this 2-inch piece out. And then I'm going to put it back in my trimmer. Oh, Palm Springs. How's the weather in Palm Springs right now? You can always collect it when you come home though, Laurie. You don't have to collect it ready for Monday. Okay, so I'm going to put that score line where my trimmer would cut, and I'm going to go down as far as that little pencil mark. So I'm going to put my blade up here, and let me just move that a little bit so you can see it. What you can also do is take this trimmer blade down to 2 inches. And there's a little line on the trimmer blade at the right hand side there, and if that's lined up with your 2-inch mark, then you can push that in and go upwards. Okay. If you feel better cutting it with scissors, you can do that. I don't have a steady enough eye to do that. And then I'm just going to turn it round, and I'm going to put this side over at 2 inches, and I'm going to go all the way down to 5.5. You can start at 5.5, and this is just the way I do it because I find it easier. So I'm going to start with that little line on my trimmer blade at 5.5, and I'm going to go all the way up. Now occasionally it doesn't pop right out. You might just need to go over it with scissors. You can see I've actually cut a tiny weeny bit on the back, but that doesn't make any difference at all. Okay. Palm Springs is always way warmer than here, Jane. Okay, I'm just going to erase that little pencil mark too. And then this piece just folds over. Okay, and I'm going to make sure it's straight, and I'm going to go over with my bone folder. Okay. Laurie, we will video the class, and then I'll send you the video as well, so you won't miss anything. Okay, so now we've got that little front flap that we need. On the one that I was playing with, I put a border of card and designer series paper. You can just do the designer series paper, just make it as big as the card instead. You certainly don't have to do an extra layer. So, oh, Laurie, 25. Oh, I can't remember when we had 25. I can't even remember what it feels like. Okay, I've got these 2 papers, and I don't think there's a right way and a wrong way really for this, but I'm going to have it so that my birds go in this way, and I'm going to use this paper as well, but I'm going to do my backing layer with basic black, and that's just to give it sort of a little pop of colour. Okay, so let's pop that on one side. I'll get my trimmer back. I'm going to need a piece for in here, a piece for the inside front, and a piece for the outside front. So my inside I'm just going to cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So let's just, I'm actually going to cut it down to 4.5. No, I won't. I'll just cut it at 4. Okay, so that's 4 by 5 1/4. And that will just lay on the inside. How long are you going for, Laurie? You might have already said, I might have just missed it. Oh. Okay, so that's going to go here. I'm going to put one here and one here, so we'll cut those while we're there. So for the inside flap, I need 2 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to cut this down to 5 1/4. I'm going to cut this down to 2. Oh, that's for the inside. Yeah. Now you could make the outside exactly the same as the inside flap, like this, but I actually like it so that when it's closed you only have one line across. So I make the outside one just a little bit bigger. If you made it the same as this, you get sort of a double line round, and that's not what I want for this. I don't want that double line going around. I just want it to be up to here, and then it's just the designer series paper that has the extra line. You'll see what I mean when we get there. I didn't explain it very well. 10 days, that'll be wonderful. Have a great time, Laurie. We're not at all jealous, any of us, are we? Okay, so this one, I want it to be 2 1/8. I just need to cut another little piece. So it's going to be 5 1/4 again by 2 1/8. And as I said, that's only so that I don't have as many little layers on the front that I can see. So when this one goes on, you can see that, you know, it's got to narrow a bit, but we're just going to put it right up to the edge of this flap, and that way It almost looks like one piece at the moment. You haven't got that little extra green line like this, that little pool party line. Okay, now let's cut our designer series paper while we're here. For the backing piece, I'm going to use the one with the birds. Oh, do you know, Laurie, when we travelled home for Dad before Christmas, it was one of the best travelling experiences we had, and everybody, we knew they were the sort of the least sick people around because everybody had had their tests. Everybody was really concerned that, you know, that they were travelling in the peak of condition. So don't be worried about travelling. It's much safer than it was at the beginning of COVID or anything. So okay, so let's cut this paper. I need it 3 3/4 by 5. I've actually cut it at 6 because the excess that I've got, I know I'll use on a different project, and I won't really want it cut in at 5 inches. I'll probably want it at 6. Okay. So there's 3 3/4, and now I'm going to trim it down to 5. And I'm just looking which part I want to cut off. I don't want to end up cutting off a little bird's head, but if I do it that way, yeah. So that's the piece that's going to go on our main black piece. And then on the inside, hi Janet, nice to see you. Okay, we're making a really easy front flap card, and I'm using paper and stamps from Celebration. How's your week been? Okay, so that's our first one. I'm going to do a different pattern for at the bottom. So I'm going to use that one that was just flowery. I don't know if it's a right way and a wrong way either. Not sure. Oh, you can't even tell from the back, can you? Okay, so I'm not going to worry whether it's right way or wrong way. So for my inside designer series paper, I'm going to need, it'll be at 5, won't it? So let's cut it down to 5. You can see I haven't prepped this yet. I'm doing it as I go along. And then I'm going to need 1 3/4 for the inside. So that will go on here. Let's just see. So it will attach on here, and then you could make it the same paper if you wanted. I just thought it might be quite nice to have a little bit different. Okay, so that will go like that on the inside, and then here where we've got this one a little bit bigger, I'm going to cut that one to 1 7/8. Now I did already say oh no, Janet, I'm so sorry to hear you have COVID. How are you doing? Is there anything you need that we can get for you? Oh, I am sorry to hear. Okay, let me go back to cut this 1 7/8. Right, I think that's all our cutting. I'm going to just lay it out flat. I'm not going to glue it down for a moment. Now this is the smaller one that's going here. I'm just going to move it out of the way. So on the front, this one, I'll move it right up to the top of the flap, so you don't have that little 1/4 inch gap or the 1/8 inch at the top, and then our paper will go here. So can you see what I mean about only having one line across? If I use the smaller piece like we're going to use on the inside, you end up, and I would have that extra line, and I don't want that double line there, so that's why I've made it just a bit wider. But if you are happy to have it cut like that and make it easier for cutting, you just cut it the same as you do for this inside flap. But I just like the look of it with that one black line. Oh, sorry. Oh, and I'm using snail today. I haven't used snail for the longest time, but I was tidying out a drawer and I found a whole pack with a new snail and 2 refills. So I'm just going to use my snail up. I'd forgotten how clicky it was. You know that clicking noise that it makes? It's so a different noise again. Thank you, Janet. The paper's the free paper from Celebration. It's this little friendly hello one with all the little birds. I've used it for a couple of cards, but it's got some really pretty colours in. Really pretty. And I love this one. I think this one would make such nice wedding cards as well. Oh. Okay. Let me find the right piece that goes on there. It's not that one. It's going to be that one. Are your little children from your day home okay, Janet? You've got 48. Yeah, these were Stampin' Up ones that, you know, I put somewhere safe, but I didn't have 48. But good for you. I just like that the refills. It makes it so easy when you've got the refills, doesn't it? Okay, so let's put that one onto the front. And remember, we're not going to have a border at the top of it. Okay. Oh, they were sick first. Oh, the poor little things. They're probably better now, are they? Okay, so no little border at the top of that flap. And then let's put the paper on. This will have a little border all the way around. And I'm just lining it up with the other paper that's on there. Okay, there we go. So there's our front little front flap. So it's really easy. It just looks a little bit different. And the little piece that you cut off, I usually save these and I'll use them as back-ends for labels and things, or even little flowers and leaves. Okay, so let's pop that away. No border on the front. Yeah, it just makes a difference, Jane. I like just having that one black line. So, but you know, that's just me and my funny little ways. So, let's see. 3-year-old's feeling better. The 1-year-old not up to par. Oh, but they certainly are germ magnets, Laurie. But as long as they're sleeping and getting better, that's nice. And that's what they need. That's what their bodies need. Okay, so for the front, I'm going to use the little bird stamp, and I've already cut out from my Stitch So Sweetly dies. I've cut, ooh, I thought there was a die missing then. It was just fallen out in the back. Okay, so I've done the second to largest in black, and I've done the third largest in the white, and you will need 2 of the white and 1 of the black. And let's get the little stamps out, and I'm going to use Pool Party for my ink on my sentiment, and I'm going to use Memento Black for my little bird on here. So I'm actually doing 2 different ones. One will go on the outside and one will go on the inside. I'm going to do my little bird first. Let's find a little piece of scrap paper. She says hopefully. And there isn't any there. I just cut some. Where did I put it all? Not sure. Let's just find a piece of paper. I just cut a whole pile. Oh, I know where it is. I cut it down in the basement. So it's in the basement. Alright, let's put this little bird stamp on. I'm going to do the one that's got the bird and the couple of flowers, because I know it just fits perfectly on here. It's just the right size. And I've just inked up my Mento ink, so I'm hoping it's not too juicy. Okay. Oops. Oh, no, that looks about perfect. Right, and I'm going to do my other sentiment while I've got inks out. I'm actually going to put it in the Stamparatus because I want to do this Hello Friend, and I know that my pool party needs inking up. And if I don't ink it up and I only stamp it once, it could well be that it's not as dark as I'd like. So I'm just going to pop this on here just to make it easier. And I know I want it to go sort of at the top, like this, top and right, because I want to try and get that little flower stamp in the corner as well. So I'll just pop it there, and close that little plate down. And then I'm just going to turn it on one side, just to make it easier for me. And pop that underneath, just to keep the plate nice. And this way, if I need to ink it a couple of times, it's okay, because I've got it on the Stamparatus and it'll come back in the same place. See, it's not quite as dark as it could be, is it? And let's do that again. And I apologise for the state of my finger here. I was peeling carrots yesterday and peeled my finger as well. So it doesn't look the best, but it's better than having a band-aid on it. I'm going to do it a third time, just where those O's are going there. Okay, that works. I'll pop that away and we'll clean that later. Let's move this one as well. I might need the blue, the pool party again in a minute. Let's find that little flower. Here it is. I'm going to do this in the black. Yeah, I find I use it more and more, Jane. When I first got it, I thought, oh, it's one of those kind of novelty things and I'll just use it now and then, but actually I use it a lot. Okay, now let's see if we can just get this flower on here. Oh, I should have sort of put it near and lined it up first, but fit in that little corner, look. Yeah, okay. This piece is actually going inside, but I am just going to colour in a tiny bit after it dries. I'm going to finish this, I don't want this one, I'm going to finish this little bird. I might put some of the pool party dots on him. I don't want to do too much stamping, because he's perfect as he is. A few of those little dots on there, I think. There they are. Let's pop that one back. I'll stamp on and stamp off. I don't really want them, you know, I don't need them to be too bright. Just put a few around the flower. There we go. I just don't want it to look too empty. But again, I don't want it, you know, I don't want them all over. Put that away. And then let's colour these in. I'm going to colour the flowers just very, very lightly with my petal pink. I don't want to have too much colour in there. I don't want it to detract from the paper or anything. Then you need a little bit. I'm not even colouring down to the edges. And then let's see this little bird. I've only got the light pool party out. Just go around And again, I don't want too much colour. I'm not going to colour the leaves or the branch or anything. We'll just do it a little bit darker, sort of round the outside of him, or hair, not sure. I like that you can just build up the colour with the blends as well. Okay. And I've left some little bits white in there as well. Oops, throwing things around. Okay, now I'm going to put this one, I am going to put some little gems on as well. I'm going to put this one just layered on top of the black. Laurie, do you use a Stamparatus? Do you have something like that? I used to have a Misty. I think I gave it to my daughter-in-law. But then when I started doing Stampin' Up, I bought the Stampin' Up one. But I did used to have a Misty. It's the same kind of stamping platform. Alright, let's find some gems. Where have I hidden those? See what's in here. I only need a couple, and I might pop one up there as well. And I only want small ones. I might actually just put the basic rhinestones on. If I have champagne rhinestones, I would do those. I don't know if I've got any left. No. No. So I'm just going to use these ones. Let's find a little pokey tool. Excuse my reach. I just don't want them to be the really big ones. Let's see how these ones look. Yep, they're big enough. Just a little bit of bling. Oops. And let's put one over here. Now, that's all we need. I'm going to attach this to the front flap. You only need to attach the bottom, and you only need to use like a liquid glue or snail or something. So I'm just going to use the snail because I've got it out. And I know that I'm only going to put half of it on, so I'll probably only do 2 rows. Yeah. I thought you might use one too, Laurie. There we go. And then I'm going to put this one on the inside here. You could put it on the back if you wanted, but I'm going to pop mine here, and it's going to give me just enough room, you know, to write who it's to and love from me. If you wanted, you could put, instead of paper here, you could put a piece of basic white and do a little bit more sentiment. If you want to write even more, you could put some on the back. I'm just going to pop this one right in the middle. Sometimes what I'll do, if I'm not sure about lining it up, I'll put them like this because I don't want to see it poking out when the card's closed. So sometimes I'll just pop it like that. And I know that's going to be in the middle. And it's easy to see on this one. But sometimes I'll do them the same size as the backing layer. And then I don't want it to be showing. So there we go. It's just a quick, simple little way to make a card, and it just looks a little bit different. It doesn't take any more paper or any more card, and it's just a little pretty one. Now, one that would look nice is one of the other celebration papers, and this is something I got out. Oh, you got the mini Misty for Christmas. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, Jane, that black, you know, I don't always use black, as you know, but it does make it pop. And just because this paper has the black on it as well, I think it just sort of brings it out a little bit. Now, I was going to make it originally with this celebration paper, which is like full of rainbows, and it matches one of the stamp sets in the mini catalogue. And let me just find it in here to show you. This one matches the rainbow bundle, and it's such pretty bright paper. But I don't think it has to be just like the rainbow sides. Some of the sides are really, really pretty. Where's that blue one that I like? I love this for masculine cards, and this one. I should really show you it, shouldn't I? So it's got rainbows, suns. I've used a few bits for birthday cards. I like this one. Little clouds that you can cut out and put on your projects. I love this stripy one. I've made a couple of cards with that already. I did some invitations, and that's what I used as my background. Oh, I could have used that for Valentine's, couldn't I? I'd forgotten about that side. I always like these kind of stripes and things. They're really easy to use. And again, that would have been nice with this one, with the lines going across there. That would have been a good one to use. So spots and dots I don't tend to use as much, but this one, it's sort of really child's birthday like, or Easter. So I think that would be a good one. I probably wouldn't use a wide sort of a wide stripe like that unless I cut just a little bit off. Let's find a card. So if this was the front, I might just have a little piece showing. You know, when you make your card and you just cut a little bit off the front and you can see the underneath. I would maybe use it like that, but for me, I wouldn't use that big bold piece on a card, just because, you know, I'm not always good with big bold statements. This is the one I love. So let me just take that one out. So lots and lots of different ones. As I say, you can use them for all occasions. I love this too. I'd probably use more of the back ends than I would of the fronts. But what I was going to do was this card for a child's birthday with this and the Misty Moonlight. And look how pretty that is on there. If you had a white backing instead, that would be so pretty and fun. It'd be better if that white one was level. There we go. I don't think it's a straight piece of paper, so I didn't choose the best piece. So, but that would be pretty, wouldn't it? Would make a nice little card. Yeah. Okay. And let's pop that one back in before I forget where it's come from. And I'll start and tidy up. If any of you ladies have any questions about celebration, because we've only got the week left, just let me know, and if I can answer a question I will. No pressure or anything, but if you have questions, just ask me. Okay, so that's my card for today, and I hope you'll give that a go. It's really, really easy, and just having something like these die cuts just makes that a little bit fancy as well, doesn't it? And it's a pretty little card. So thanks for watching me, everybody, and I will see you again next Tuesday. Laurie, we have class on Monday. I know you're away, but don't worry about having to come and collect your bag or anything before then. Have a wonderful vacation, and ladies, have a fun week, and Janet, feel better soon. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye bye.